before Imhotep and after Imhotep. So before Imhotep is the Archaic Age and the pre-dynastic time that matches the Neolithic era. In that era, the production of stone vessels or the vessels that were found in the pre-dynastic burials are reflecting very powerful and challenging technology, as the tubular drill and striation marks that looks like a lathe, and also the stones that was chosen to create these vessels are from very hard types of materials: granite, diorite, basalt, rock crystal quartz, milky quartz, amethyst, jasper, bercia, porphyry, slate, obsidian, even that it doesn't exist here naturally in Egypt, and things like that. And of course from gold and silver, and but the production from the third dynasty and then after is only one type of stone, alabaster, or the white calcite, or the Egyptian calcite. The Egyptian calcite is a lot softer, and of course the challenge of bringing these stones, in my opinion, is the most challenging part, because these different types of stones don't exist in one location. Some is coming from the eastern desert, some is coming from the south, some is coming from the western desert, some is coming from Sudan, some is coming from Afghanistan. So maybe more locations as well. So who established such a quarry system in the Neolithic era? Nobody, because supposedly the Neolithic villages, they just crossed the time of hunting and gathering, and they settled around the rivers, and they started this very primitive mud brick houses near the river, and they just started cultivation and domesticating animals and things like that. So that is, in my opinion, a very mysterious subject, and the technology that is reflected on these vessels is the same one like we see in the pyramids. But if this is a thread you follow, it goes back to prehistory. Why I can't believe that the pre-dynastic people created these artifacts? Because their other production is reflecting their capability, such as things we're gonna see here in Cairo and in Luxor as well. Their pottery jars is so primitive that reflects that they were shaping it by hand before they even invented the pottery wheel. How can this go side by side with stone vessels that reflects super lathe work? That's one of the questions. But as we depend in Egyptology on things like this to understand how things were created, this seems with the person holding the piece of stone to create the final polish. And then we can compare. Back in that museum, you could easily compare between the calcite ones and the hard igneous rocks ones, and you can see that the calcite ones are reflecting the handwork because they are not perfectly symmetrical. And this is the kind of mistakes that will happen when you do this by hand. So in my opinion, unlike the other ones which they are perfectly symmetrical, if we did that permission under the State Pyramid, we are still able to see many of the shards of them, and just the way it's tapered like that is reflecting very powerful technology, matches what CNC technology of our days. Because even if you work on a lathe, you cannot go tapered like this manually, it will still leave little edges. But this one you can hardly see any striations in the inside.
المنظر هنا هو اصلا بدايته من هنا.
The beginning of the scene starts from here.
بيبدأ بعملية الوزن والخاء.
Yeah.
5 امبيا.
وخاء
خاء الوزن. 5 امبيا عملية وزن النحاس أو
the weighing of the metal. So you know from these scenes that the ancient Egyptians from the earliest time of the civilization had a complete official system.
ده بيصنع إناء من
He's making a vessel.
ده إناء للماء التطهير اسمه نمسيت.
It's known as the Nemesis jar, and this was used during the Dynastic Egyptian time for purification.